श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Yeah, so where is Sunita? I can't find her here. Ah, yeah, you can do this, then it becomes easier for me. Okay, so let us chant from 45. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha
त्रैगुण्य विषया वेदाः
Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna
निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन
Nirdvandvo Nityasattvastha
निर्द्वन्द्वो नित्यसत्त्वस्थः
Niryogakshema Atmavan
निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान्
Yavanartha Udapane
यावानर्थ उदपाने
Sarvatah Samplutodake
सर्वतः सम्प्लुतोदके
Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu
तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु
Brahmanasya Vijanatah
ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः
मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि.
मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि.
We'll be studying the next one, 48 today. So, yogastha kuru
योगस्थः कुरु
कर्माणि
कर्माणि
sangam tyaktva
Sangam tyaktva
Dhananjaya
Dhananjaya
Siddhya Siddhyoho
Siddhi Siddhyoho
Siddhya Siddhyoho
Siddhya Siddhyoho
Samo Bhutva
Samo Bhutva
Samatvam
Samatvam
Yoga Uchyate
Yoga Uchyate
Yogastha Kuru Karmani
Yogastha Kuru Karmani
Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya
Sangam Tyaktva Dhananjaya
Siddhya Siddhyo Samo Bhutva
Siddhya Siddhyo Samo Bhutva
Samatvam Yoga Uchyate.
Samatvam Yoga Uchyate.
Yeah. So we saw an important shloka in the last class. Verse number 47. Karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhuhu ma te sangostva karmani. We spent 2 or 3 classes on that. It introduces a very important fact. It's not an advice given by Krishna. A fact that you are in full control of what you do, but you have absolutely no control of what you get. Okay, this is a fact. There is no scientist also can refute this fact. Okay, so karmani eva adhikarah te, you have authority over what you want to do or action. The word karma in the shloka means action. Wherever the word karma comes, it means action. And then what? Mate karmanye vadhikarah te ma phaleshu kadachana. Sometimes you try to say one particular segment, it won't come unless you say the whole thing, because it's like a tape recorder. It's like this LP. You put it and coin, it has to go like that. Then only it comes. Otherwise, it won't come. So our in these matters, our memory works like that, in chanting and all that. So that's why they have all this. They have all these tests. They will test you. Suddenly they will say Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. Tell the shloka where it appears, and then you have to scratch your head. But if they tell you Karmanyeva Adhikaraste, complete the shloka, then no problem. We can complete that. So Ma Phaleshu Kadachana. You have authority over action, but not over the results. And then therefore what? Therefore Ma Karma Phalaheturbuhu. Do not consider yourself to be the author of the results of all actions, your actions which you are in full control.
I can't hear you, Jagmarji.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so the power went off. So you are in control of actions, and you don't have no authority over the results, and therefore do not consider yourself to be the author of the results of your actions. Ma karma phala heturbuhu. And therefore, because now the thinking is, my goodness, I didn't know this. I'm not in control of anything that happens to me or to anybody else. This idea you might get. And so he says, Mate sangostu akarmani. Don't simply don't simply say, no, I'm not in control of things, therefore I don't have to do anything. This attitude is not acceptable. So do what you have to do. Very important. Dharma. Otherwise, dharma becomes meaningless. If I say that, dharma becomes meaningless. Dharma means doing what is to be done. Therefore, that clause has been added here. So having said that, so here what do we understand? Karma cannot bind me. Karma phala cannot bind me. Result cannot bind me, really speaking. But it is my attitude towards karma and towards the results that really bind me. If I say I'm in control of everything, and then the day comes when things don't work out the way I want, and then I feel like I'm nobody. This is the idea. Therefore, my ignorance is what binds me. Finally, therefore, it's so important for all of us to understand these facts about life. Okay, so here now, verse 48 also we chanted. So yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. So some of you may recall we borrowed one segment from the shloka samatvam yoga uchyate when we discussed the last shloka. So in this shloka there are two sentences. The last sentence, samatvam yoga uchyate, is one complete sentence. Means samatvam is called as yoga. That is the last sentence. The sameness of mind is yoga, is karma yoga. That is one sentence. The previous, everything else before it is another sentence, of which the main sentence is karmani kuru. The second and the third words of the shloka. Karmani kuru. Kuru, do. Karmani, actions. Do actions. That's it. Do actions. That's the main sentence. And everything else is explaining more about that action. So it's like saying, drive to downtown. And then all other things. Drive carefully to downtown. Drive carefully, observing all the signs. And drive carefully, observing all the signs and not speaking on the cell phone. Then a mother giving advice to the child, and they go, all these kinds of anxieties are there. We have every time we say the boy has become bigger and bigger, and now bigger problems come. So we have to give all these things. So like that, here you have a big sentence, karmani kuru. Okay. So we saw last time that the reason we have to understand these things is because of what Bhagavad Gita talks of as ragadveshas. Because our life is primarily governed by ragadveshas. What we like and what we don't like. And so this ragadveshas have a bite. They can bite us. And it's like a snake with fangs, and then we get bit by it. So then Krishna says, the big thesis of the Bhagavad Gita is that don't give up ragadveshas, because you can't give up ragadveshas. Likes and dislikes, it's always there. It's a blessing to say I like this, and blessing to say I don't like. It's a big blessing. We saw that Ichha Shakti. So you don't try to give up Ichha Shakti. You cannot give up Ichha Shakti. And so there's no need to give up these things. Just because you have a headache doesn't mean you say, okay, cut off your head. You will never have a headache. That's not the solution. So we have to say all these things because there is a lot of people talking like that. Ichha ko chhod do. Ichha ko tyag karo. Like this they will say. Ichha ko tyag nahi karna hai, nahi kar sakte hain bhi. So therefore, what do we do then? Then we defang that snake. We defang the snake. Let the snake be, but let it not bite you. Find a way in which, even if it hits you, you say, come on, don't scare me with all these things. You can say, I'm not going to. That is the attitude Krishna is giving Arjuna by stating these facts. Okay. So So here also karma, the word karma is mentioned. Yogastha kuru karmani, and then the last word yoga uchyate. There also karma yoga. So the word karma is mentioned. So some classes ago, I mentioned this, the types of karma, etc. When Shankara is writing this commentary of the Bhagavad Gita, he lived in a society that was primarily a Vedic society. And the JNU was not there. And all these people who say this Vedic society is an ancient society, it's a useless society, those kind of people were not there. Everybody is a Vedika. Pretty much everybody was following the Vedas by the book and teaching and doing things, and all karmas were being done. And he had a different problem. He said, hey, you're all doing karma, excellent. You're all Vedikas. But you have to go beyond karma also. Karma is not an end. It is a means to an end. That was his contribution. I mean, his contribution means what? That is the contribution of the Vedas. He didn't say anything new. But he saw the society, and so he had the opportunity to write commentaries and talk about it. So thereby giving direction to society. So therefore, we must spend a little bit of time understanding what are these Vaidika karmas, correct? Because that was what Shankara had in mind when he wrote this. So we said there are 4 types of karmas, Vaidika karmas. What are they? They are Kamya karma, Nitya karma, naimitya karma, and prayaschitta karma. Once again, Kamya karma. Kamya karma means things I do to achieve certain things I like. Whatever I like, I want it. Therefore, that action, the series of actions that I do to achieve that is called a kamya karma. Kamya. Kamaha. Kamyate anena iti kamya. That which I like, I want to gain, I want to accomplish. And all the actions I do to accomplish it is called kamya karma. Then what? Nitya karma. Nitya karma is what? Any Vaidika is enjoined karma, enjoined rites, enjoined rituals to be done by a Vaidika. And so those karmas like Sandhya Vandanadi, Sandhya Vandana. So daily worship of Sandhya Devi in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the night, or before the day ends. That's called Sandhya Vandana. Very big thing. So Surya Devata, worshipping Aditya. And so that is an example of a Nitya karma. It has to be done every day. And so the Nitya karma has to be done by Brahmachari, has to be done by Grahastha, has to be done by a Vanaprastha. The only person who will not do a Nitya karma is a sannyasi. So let's spend some time thinking about these things. And let me finish it. Naimitya karma means things, the rituals, rites done on specific occasions like Shraddha. And then you've got this prayaschitta karma. Very important. Prayaschitta karma. Rites of atonement. I have done something wrong. I have done something that I should not have done. Or I did not do something I should have done. So these can cause problems and serious emotional problems because guilt and things like that will be there. So for that, prayaschitta karma. Okay. So kamya karma. Let's go back to number 1, kamya karma. So there are a lot of secular actions, right? I want to buy a car, I buy a car. I want to buy vegetables, I buy vegetables. All these things are there. I want to acquire, I want to give up. All these things are there. Many of these are not considered as vaidika karmas because it's done by everybody just to sustain our life. But then you have things like I want a child, and I want a child, but I'm not able to have a child. Then what? Then there is putra kameshti yaga. So it's a kamya karma because it is a particular ritual that is done for the specific purpose in mind. Very specific purpose in mind. You don't ask for anything else. This is what I want. Okay. So that is that the Vedas talks about many rites, many rituals which can be done for artha kama. Okay. And dharma, you can say. And so those are all coming under the category of kamya karma. Because it is meant for a particular thing I desire. Everybody doesn't desire to have a child. Many people desire to have a child. Therefore, you can't say it's a universal desire. Because it is not a universal desire. Correct? But still, it's a desire, and it's an important desire, and we worship it, and it's a blessing. And so, yes, you should have a child, and you can do this. And Swamiji makes the joke that Vedas are a bit tricky. It offers this right to you, and the ritual is very expensive. You need a lot of items. Only a wealthy person can do the ritual. And so it is tricky. It says you can have children, but then you need a lot of money to have a child. If you're not having a child already, right? So that's this ritual. And I'm sure there are others also which can be done for the sake of children besides putra kameshti. Putra kameshti is a famous, made famous in the Ramayana, right? Dasharatha does putra kameshti. Very important. Okay. So kamya karma, the thing about kamya karma is this. What are we talking about? We are saying we have begun to understand our life and what we are seeking. We have begun to understand purusharthas, artha kama, moksha, the dharma and moksha. We have begun to understand moksha, and we are saying moksha is that which all of us seek without knowing. And we said, because of ajnanam being the problem, moksha is not going to a place. Moksha is waiting for some time and then getting moksha. Moksha has to be already accomplished. I must already be a mukta purushaha, but I don't know. This is what we have understood. And so then how do I understand it? Next question. Well, Shastram is there to teach me. Teach me, not preach to me. Why teach me? Why not preach? Because it's a statement of fact. Facts can only be taught. Teaching comes when a fact has to be unfolded. When something has to be believed, preaching becomes the primary thing. You just listen and say, yeah, nod your head and I believe what you say. But here there's nothing to believe. So having said that, jnanena mokshaha, then what else do I need to understand? I'm listening to this, but I feel like I'm following, but I'm not following. Well, then there is antakarana shuddhihi. We talked about that. And so adhikaritvam, all these things we talked about. And so a state of mind which enables me to grasp all these things. So vivekam, vairagyam, so on and so forth. Called antakarana shuddhi. So what we are saying here is, just because the Vedas has prescribed many rituals for accomplishing artha and kama, that does not mean that those karmas will give me antakarana shuddhi. Vedas is sacred. Whatever it tells is sacred. We believe it. We trust. We have shraddha in the Vedas. Vedas doesn't say anything that is useless to me. This is basic. And so but so when it comes to antakarana shuddhi, then the kamya karmas will not give me antakarana shuddhi. Why? Well, by definition, because kamya karma is meant for a particular purpose. And so unless, and so that I'm clear about what I want from the karma, and therefore what I want is not antakarana shuddhi, I want something else. Therefore kamya karma is not something that will make me a karma yogi. It doesn't fall in the category of karma yoga. Therefore Shastra will say later, give up kamya karma. Try to give up kamya karma, because they're all giving you specific things which you are always, which is what you've been doing all life anyway. And so if you have to do something, go ahead, do it. But then do not keep kamya karma as your primary. You let go, you give up. Very bold statement. We will see that later. So, okay, so this is about kamya karma. Little bit insight. Then again, nitya karma is there. Nitya karma. So brahmachari has to do nitya karma. Grahastha has to do even more nitya karma. So this Agnihotram has to be done by a Grahastha, by somebody who has a family, who is married. And the Vedic society is like that. So it makes you recognize the whole through all these rites. So rather than say all these rites are meaningless, our children will say that. Poor parents, Hindu parents take their children to temple. Come on, let's go to the temple. And parents are excited. They want to go to the temple. But these children they're all wearing shorts and this and that, and they're all looking around, because everything, this is America, not India. Okay, this is America story. India में ऐसा problem नहीं है. We can't say, because all kinds of problems I see also. So India also has changed. But these kids are wondering, Mom, when can we go home? Hey, we just came to the temple. What is this? And come on, look around. Pray. Pray means what? He's thinking. So why I said all this? So that they got disconnected from this entire culture, and so the married person also has many karmas, and with specific purposes. So this nitya karma is there, Sandhya Vandanam and Agnihotradi, and the mantras are very powerful. Gayatri mantra is very powerful. It says, may my mind be active, brilliant, alert. And it doesn't even say my mind, it says our minds. It's a group prayer. Gayatri mantra is a group prayer. It's not an individual prayer. It's not a prayer for myself. Mujhe nahi, humko. Dhiyo yo naha prachodayat. Naha. Not dhiyo yo me prachodayat. Me prachodayat means my mind, let it be. But naha diyaha, our minds, it says. So very beautiful prarthana. Because it's not enough if my mind is okay and everybody else is around me is just can't follow nothing. They're all duds. What is the use? Life will not be good. And so everybody should be prosperous. I should also be prosperous. Only then life is good. So very important thing, this ritual. And like that, even for a brahmachari, samidadhana, he has to do. She has to do. Both have to do. And it says, may I be somebody who is in full control of myself. Look at that. Look at these prarthanas. It doesn't say, may I be wealthy, this, that. Those things are all secondary. Atmavan. Remember that word Atmavan. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. Nistraigunya Bhavajuna. Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvastaha. Niryogakshema Atmavan. Atmavan. May I be in control of myself. May I be in control of myself means what? Let my actions take my permission. let me just not wander around. Let me not let my mind wander around. And let me do what is to be done. Let me be alert. Let me be responsible. All these things in the word Atmavan. Look at that. Beautiful word. So Samidadana, that small boy, girl who just got initiated into Vedas, and we just completed Amniyavatam 2 days ago. And for that person, it's called Tala Amniyavatam. Tala means the first Amniyavatam of the boy or girl who got initiated into into this into the Vedas. So look at these kinds of prayers. And he's also told things like, you shall not sleep in the afternoon. Bhadam. So he has to shake his head. Bhadam. His life is changing. You have to study the Vedas. Bhadam. He has to say that. He will say that. During the rituals, all these beautiful things come. Like this boom boom madu we say in Tamil Nadu. Boom boom madu. The cows, these people, those days they used to take the cow all bedecked with all nice clothes and shining clothes, and all the horns are all ornamented, and then he will have a drum in his hand. Toin, 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 he will do. And then he will tell the cow something. Oh, your wife has gone to visit her mother. Bum, 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 bum. And the cow will say, yes, yes, yes. That's called boom, boom, made. So a cow who keeps on saying yes to whatever you say. So anyway, this boy, I got all these ideas from this Samidadana and this Upanayana ritual, where the fellow's life is changing. It's hardly 7 or 8 years old. And you tell this boy, you don't sleep in the afternoon, you better study all day. You have to study your Vedas, you have to master it, this, that. And then he's saying, yes, I will do it, I will do it. So that's how the life of the brahmachari is. Grahastha, even more. Because Grahastha now has 2 people are there. And so some rituals can be done only by married people. And so important stage in one's life, in a Vedic life. And then of course Vanaprastha. So these are all called ashramas. Brahmacharya ashrama, Grahastha ashrama, Vanaprastha ashrama, and Sannyasa ashrama. Vanaprastha is a stage where one begins to slowly withdraw from this family life, because all responsibilities are discharged, and begins to inquire into the Vedas. And that person is given even more. What does that person do? So the additional Vedic responsibilities are in the form of dhyanam, meditation. Now you slowly let go of some of the karmas, you start meditating. The act of meditation is the karmas given to a vanaprasthi. Remember, look at all this. All well designed. Because last stage, sannyasa. Everybody must be a sannyasa, the Veda says. So anyway, whether we become a sannyasa or not is not the issue here. The idea, the life, how it is, how the Vedas directs us towards moksha in one life. Okay. So karma must be done. Arjuna, of course, was a grahastha. He must do karma, his duty. And the only person who is not required to do any karma is a sannyasi. So the same Vedas which has given all these karmas for us takes away the karmas from a sannyasi. You are a sannyasi. Your duties are now entirely different. In fact, you have no duties anymore. That's what sannyasi says. So sannyasi takes a vratam, and he says, I give up all the things I've been doing. So all the karmas are given up, all the rituals given up, and all mantras given up, all the beautiful dresses he has been wearing, all given up, and given a kashaya vastra, ochre robe, as a beautiful indication of a sannyasi. And only mantra that remains is Gayatri mantra. And then after some time, the Gayatri mantra also given up and collapsed in Om, Omkara mantra, Omkara. So that is how that one person's life was designed. And Sarva Bhutebhyaha Bhayam. Hey, I have accomplished what is to be accomplished. So therefore, the karmas also are meaningless to me. Look at that. I'm not meaningless means I am not. The karmas have served its purpose. Look at that. Karma. Look at what the Vedas. They say Vedic ritual. All ritualistic people. Hey, ritualistic people. But ritual is not an end. It is a means. Think about it. Vedas recognizes that. You don't simply keep on doing rituals. Ritual has to be done with a purpose in mind. And here, coming to moksha, the purpose is antakarana shuddhi, very important. And so that drives the life of a vaidika. Okay. So all this I said, nitya karma. About this Sandhya Vandanadi, I wanted to mention. So it is there for everybody. It is there for a kshatriya. It is there for a vaishya. It is there for a brahmana. Then naimitya karma, second type of karma. Third type, third and second go together. Nitya and naimitya go together. And naimitya also, we've said, niyamena uddhishya. Niyamam uddhishya means particular occasions, whatever you do, it's called a naimitya karma. So just 2 days back, we had a particular occasion. When the Rigvedis, Yajurvedis, they reconnect with the Vedas, and so beautiful. The mantras we chant there, very interesting. We offer all the oblations to all the devatas, and those without parents also offer their oblations to Pitrus, and Homa is done. It's called Vedaramba. Vedaramba. Hey, I've already started Vedas. Why are you telling Vedaramba? Very interesting. It's called Vedaramba. You have to. We have that commitment is strengthened during this ceremony, and there a lot of mantras are chanted. And in one section, we chant all our mantras from all our shastra. So Upanishad mantras are chanted. Taittiriya Upanishad is there. So Shikshamya Akhyasya Varna Swaraha Matra Balam Sama Santanaha. If you chant the entire Taittiriya Upanishad, it will become 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So just sample, just 3-4 lines chanted. Then Bhagavad Gita, Shocha Nanva Sochastam, Prajna Vadamscha Bhashase, Gatasu Nagatasunscha, Nanu Sochanti Panditaha. Then Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, Itihasa Purana, very important. And so, Manishada Pratishtam, Twamagama Sashwati Samaha, Yat Krauncha Mitunadekam, Avadih Kama Mohitam. So, Valmiki's first utterance. Look at that. And it seems Narada was watching. When Valmiki saw these birds, 2 birds on a tree, and in the morning, when Valmiki is going towards the river, and then he saw in front of his eyes there was a hunter who shot one of the birds dead. Krauncha, bird's name is a type of bird called Krauncha. And this was shocking to Valmiki to watch. And he says, wait, you've seen me walking, and you know me, and you could have waited, whatever, and right in front of me you kill this bird. And so he curses the hunter. He says, you have separated 2 birds. They were together. They were enjoying the morning together, and you killed one of them. So you also will suffer a fate like this. Like this, he said. But then his curse came out in this form, in the form of a beautiful shloka. And Narada points out to Valmiki, hey Valmiki, do you know what? Do you know what? You said this. You said it in a meter, and a beautiful meter, and it is coming out of you. And so you must write something. You must produce something. And then he says, no, I'm not interested in producing anything. No, you write something big. You're capable of doing it. Then Valmiki put some conditions and all that. There is a beautiful story. And he says, tell me, if I have to write a story, it must be about somebody who is a dharmagyaha, who knows all about dharma, viryavan, who is a strong person, who all the big list he gives. And then Narada says, yes, there is such a person. Because those days, no WhatsApp and no news and all that, So, so somebody living in Ayodhya, the people living in south and all, they won't know. So Narada had to remind him. Narada is our Wi-Fi, He goes all over. So the Valmiki Ramayanam chanted. And then Parani Sutras, Ashtadhyayi, Ayun, Rilik, E Ong, I Ouch, Hayavarat, Lan, Nyamangan, and Nam. Our Sanskrit student learnt it. But it's been a few weeks, so they may also have forgotten. So I have to remind them these things. They're all smiling. So Ayun, Rilik, E Ong, I Ouch, Hayavarat, Lan, Nyamangan, and Nam, Jabhai, Gadadash, Jabagadash, Kapa cha ta ta cha ta tau, Kapai sha sha sar hal iti maheshwarani sutrani. So we chant all these things during this occasion. And so it's brilliant because it brings who are you? Your entire culture, your entire past is brought in front of you. All the rishis, what all they contributed, it's there in front of you. Krishna comes, Arjuna comes, everybody is there. Valmiki is there, the entire Ramayana, Mahabharata also. Anyway, so that's a naimitya karma. What we did 2 days ago was a naimitya karma. So like this Shraddha is there every 2 weeks, every month there is a Shraddha ceremony. Those who lost their parents, they have to do this. Have to offer oblations. Look at that. We are all connected to the entire cosmos. We don't take anything for granted. That's how this culture is. And so, Shraddha ceremony, naimitya karma, particular occasions, karma done with particular occasions in mind. And then, of course, Grahanam, very big thing. Grahanam means eclipse. And then solstice, winter and summer solstices. These people what they do, they find out these dates just by sitting. There are people who have blessed with this, with a mind that can figure out when an eclipse will occur, solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. These days they have software, it's called planetarium and all that. There are some software which will tell you exactly all the positions of all planets, satellites, and this and that. There are people who even today they just tell all these things. Ganikardu, Panchangam Ganipa. That means there is something called Panchangam. This book which tells you every day when the sunrise happens, when big events are going to happen, all this they write. When floods will happen, all this also they write. My goodness, they are the Dirghadarshis. This is just mind-boggling. So Uttarayanam, Dakshinayanam, all these things, there are Punyakala and all are there. Everything has just recently the Dakshinayana Punyakala happened, right? There was a so there also that is also a naimitya karma. Naimitya karma has to be done for that. Means the sun's when the days start becoming smaller and smaller, correct? Until the middle of winter when the day is the shortest. All that. So these are all naimitya karma. So look at the way they connected with the entire universe. That is why they became experts in this astronomy. So, lot can be said, but the point is naimitya karma, and must be done. So, give up kamya karma, retain the nitya and naimitya karma. That is what Arjuna is being told by Krishna. Then prayaschitta karma. So this grahanam, they say, if you think this astrology, they've given the word astrology. We call it Jyotisha, but they call it astrology. If they say, if you think Jyotisha is false, wait for an eclipse. Wait for an eclipse. That's what they say. So which means what? What the eclipse, what the Panchangam book says, and what the scientists say will coincide. Amazing, is it not? So last karma is prayaschitta karma. Also important. Important because oftentimes we end up in situations where it occurs to us, I should not have done this. I hurt people by saying this, or I hurt people by not doing what I was supposed to do. These things happen. Or it doesn't have to be people, but anything you're supposed to have done but did not do. So there the prayaschitta karma is recommended. So of course you call the person, you say, I'm sorry, I think I hurt you by saying these things the other day. Very important to say sorry. And that sorry is a prayaschitta karma. I'm sorry, I should not have done it. What can I do? What can I do to undo the wrong I did? Because the hurt can be deep. The person may not even be ready to accept your apology. There is no guarantee. And the person may keep the phone down despite all these things. Then what do? Then prayaschitta karma is very important. So we have to, it's a prayer. So all this tirtha yatra, then parayanam with a specific purpose, may the hurt I created, may it get neutralized. Very important. Sometimes we have to do that. And then annadanam, fasting, all these things are examples of prayaschitta karma. And Swamiji talks about chandrayanam. Chandrayanam, another important prayaschitta karma, where on full moon day, you have your regular meal. But then every day you cut out your meal quantity by 1/15th. Every day you cut out 1/15th until the new moon day arrives. Amavasya arrives. Amavasya day you don't eat anything. And next day you are famished. Okay, don't eat anything means what? You have to drink water and lime juice and all these things, I suppose, because otherwise the body cannot sustain. So there are ways to sustain the body, but you don't have to eat your roti and bhatura and chana, all that not allowed. So you eat nothing on Amavasya day, then gradually build it 1/15th, 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 1/15th until you come to Purnima and Paurnami, and then that day you have your full meal. This 30-day ritual, very difficult to do. It's easy to fast on a given day, and then by morning time you just go to the kitchen and then say, now the day is mine, yesterday I fasted. But this chandrayanam is very difficult to do. So an example of a prayaschitta karma, so those days they used to do that as a prayaschitta karma. So because I made somebody suffer, I want to discipline myself through this. And this culture has come up with all these things. We have all this at our disposal, and for us to use these things. So another example of a prayaschitta karma. Now, karma yoga. Come back to karma yoga. All this just to give the example of types of karmas we have, types of actions, and a vaidika karma means religious life. Now, I may be somewhat divorced from a Vedic culture for various reasons. And so I may be separated, I may not, I may be out of touch with all these things. That is fine. So we have ways to get back. So there is a pancha mahayajna, things like that are there, which we are all engaged in. So I'll talk about that another day. And so that thought may arise in some of our minds, but not to worry, that need not be a concern. So, but we have to cover these things because this is a Vedic society. Even today, in many parts of India, they lead this kind of life. And that is why we have they say, Bhagavad Gita is going to say, if the rains are coming in time, that means there are Vaidikas, there are dharmic people that are still doing what should be done. That is why rains are coming, they say. Very interesting. So here Krishna says, give up kamya karma. Retain the naimitya karma and nitya karma. Retain it. Prayaschitta karma also give up. So those daily enjoined, why they should be given, should not be given up? Because these karmas are given by the Vedas, and you do it, and then now you do it. Now you have a goal in mind. Antakarana shuddhi. Therefore, the rituals become even more important, even more. And so you do your Sandhya Vandanam, you do your pujas, and I do it with Antakarana Shuddhi in mind. Vyavasayatmika Buddhi in mind. Correct? And so then my life is slowly becoming one who has the attitude of Karma Yoga. Remember Karma Yoga, attitude. And that attitude is needed. What does it do? It will neutralize the bite of the Ragadveshas. Ragadveshas cannot be removed, and neither need it be removed. And so, all we are saying is, I cannot handle the outcomes, and but yet outcomes are always going to be there. Things need not unfold the way I want them to unfold. And so, therefore, this Antakarana Shuddhi is important. Prasada Buddhi and Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. He mentioned in this shloka. So, may I accept results with an equanimous mind. Equanimous mind. That word is nice. I like that word. Equanimity, equanimous. So, there that anima means mind. So, equanimous means with a calm state of mind and with a recognition of Ishvara. So, seeing what I get as prasada. Okay. So, Krishna is telling Arjuna this one. Arjuna is a Kshatriya. So, fighting in a war, it may start with a Vedic ritual. Like you go home, you enter your new home, Vedic ritual. And then all milestones in our life, whether it is graduation and things like that, your child may have a graduation ceremony, but the Vedic ritual must happen at home. Hey, this is something that happened. It's a huge thing. After so many years and years of study, there's no guarantee. Life also is not guaranteed. So we celebrate it by doing a ritual. We are by doing anadhanam. So many ways to acknowledge Ishvara. And so here, Arjuna being a Kshatriya, he is told to do, not a Vedic ritual, really speaking, Uttishtata, Tasmad Yuddhaya Yujyasva. May you engage in war. And so, Kshatriya. So, do what is to be done. So, doing what is to be done is also is also a to be done karma. Need not be a Vedic karma, remember. So we have to bring in not just Vedic karma, the rituals and rites prescribed by the Vedas. We should also bring in the obligatory duties. You ask a Kshatriya, what do you do? And he says, I will protect. I am here to protect. This is what he will say. Look at the people. We are hearing more and more, thanks to our Prime Minister and the security of the nation, people who secure the country, we have forgotten them. And we are now beginning to hear all that and learn more. And you ask them, who do you do namaskar to? हम ब्राह्मण को नमस्कार करता हूँ. They look at Brahmanas with such high esteem, and they look at Brahmanas as gods. This is their vision. So that's how the society was. And so therefore, for Arjuna also, Vaidika karma and then dharma, what is to be done at any given moment, based on your varna. Varna means this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra Varna. What is to be done, you do. And also within a given life, Brahmachari, Grasta, etc., whatever is to be done, should be done. So those karmas are also included here. And so we can include the entire life. All activities done are included in the nitya naimitya karma. And are included, not necessarily nitya naimitya karma, are included because I am constantly doing things and with the attitude of antakarana shuddhi. I do the nitya karma with that same attitude. I want antakarana shuddhi. I do the naimitya karma for the antakarana shuddhi. So something to think about. And so we have to continue this discussion a little more. Ragadveshas, samatvam, and then sangam tektva. All these words are coming here. So we will continue that in the next class. So siddhi siddhyo samo bhutva is going to talk about all that. So we will see the implications of Krishna's words. Om Purnamudaf Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.